just a thought. And I never want anyone to think that I will come on the board thinking that I know everything. Uh, Something that I live by is when I walk into a room and I'm already the smartest person in the room, it's time for me to move rooms. I don't want to stay in the room where I'm the smartest because I'm never going to get any smarter. And there are going to be lots of other rooms out there where I would be the dumbest person in, but that's how you learn. So I will never, be the board member that comes, wanting to do this, put my name on a policy, or I did this or I did that. And it's part of, that's something that comes back to my faith, is that it's never been about the title, right? It's always been about the towel. Right, because Jesus was king of the Jews, but he washed his disciples' feet. So with the towel. And so it doesn't matter to me to come and say, I got this done, or this was my policy, put my name on it, or my stamp of approval. It's never been about that. I'll never be about that. I don't care. In the background, coached cheer for years. I've always been assistant coach. It didn't bother me to not have that head coach name ever. I've always liked to work in the background and make things work. I'm a type A personality. I like things to be structured. And so I've never needed to be out in the front. So this is actually really, it's new for me. It's a stretch, but that's how you get smarter, right? That's what happens when you move into new rooms. So what do I like most about District 5? Community. It's our community. We are so tight-knit. I went up to the national night out, and the Doffmeyer brothers were up there with the sheriff, and I grew up with Chad Doffmeyer, and we swam in his pool, and we skated together, and my friends were his girlfriends, and, it is such, it's such an honor that, he grew up and decided to give back to the community the way that he did, and that's true. I grew up with people that have opened small businesses down in town. And I'm just like, did you ever think we would be here? Did you ever think we would have kids like this? And I coach with Elkton Little League. I coach with friends that we were in T-ball together. And I still remember the name of the team was the Indians. 2 years, we were maroon one year, and it was like navy blue the next, but we were the Indians. And so we played together in T-ball, and we grew up. And this year, we coached together on different teams, of course, and coached our own kids. And that's true almost in every arena that I go in. Even with coaching cheer, I coached the cheerleaders that I cheered with in Elkton Middle School. I coached their daughters, in the past years, and it's such a joy. It's such a joy. And some of them have went and, moved away, and we talk, long distance. So that is definitely, that if I had any easy question today, that's it. It's community. I have deep roots there. I love the schools. I was always in public schools until a couple years before I graduated. So, it's the thing you do. You send your kids to public school. Like when we were growing up, people didn't homeschool. People didn't private school. That wasn't even, I don't even know that it was an option until I got older, until it was nearly 2000 that people were even talking about doing that. And so I've always been an advocate of public schools, and that's something that, has gotten sort of buried, but it's the honest truth. And so community is the thing I like most about District 5.
District 5. District 5 is my family. That's what District 5 is. I was not born and raised here. I grew up in a small town over Westmoreland County. The name of the town that I was born and raised in is Callio. And it was much smaller than Rockingham County, believe it or not. We didn't have any industry. I lived at the end of a 1 mile long dirt road, and we had a farm. And it was just me, my grandparents, and a few other close family members that lived there. And what I enjoy about Rockingham County is the community, is building those relationships with each other and fostering a sense of belonging in our neighborhoods. And that has been my passion ever since I moved here, is to develop a sense of community for our neighborhood, so that if my child needed support, I knew I could call on this friend. If somebody else needed support, they knew they could call on me. And that's what I want our community values to be about, is that we support each other. And I felt like when I moved to District 5 20 years ago, that that's what this community was about. They truly do care about each other. They show up. They come to the football games. They are present. And I love that about District 5. I love that we have amazing teachers and principals in our areas. I have worked alongside many of them over the past 20 years, and they have always been fair with us. They have always treated us with respect. Does that mean we have always gotten our way? No, we have not always gotten our way, or things have not always gone our way, but we know they were doing what was best. There is a spirit that is in Rockingham County as a whole that you don't find in many places. And that's what we need to protect and build off of, is that sense of community, that we are a family and that we are in this together. And that's why I love District 5, and that's why I would be proud and honored to be the interim person.